This summer, Instacart presents famous summer flavors coming to your front door. Or pool. Or hotel.
Your grocery delivery has arrived, sir.
That was faster than room service.
No violins in the lobby.
Oh, seriously? Anyway, sit back, relax, and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Starring your favorite snacks, drinks, and more. Download Instacart for free delivery on your first 3 orders. Rated H for hungry audiences. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Excludes restaurants. Additional terms and fees apply.
On today's Smart 7, Reeves holds the line on winter fuel cuts, deadly Russian strike on Ukraine, and much more. It's Wednesday, 4th of September, it's National Wildlife Day, and happy birthday, Beyoncé.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Chancellor Rachel Reeves was back in the spotlight on Tuesday. She took the podium in the Commons to answer questions on the forthcoming budget and the warning last week from Prime Minister Keir Starmer that a new round of austerity is on the way. The cut in winter fuel allowance has continued to generate heat for the Chancellor, with the Lib Dems planning to push for a vote on the measure this week. But Reeves says the issue is largely down to the Tories.
We inherited a £22 billion black hole from the previous government. When I became Chancellor, I undertook an immediate audit of the spending situation to understand the scale of that challenge. And I made difficult decisions to put the public finances on a sustainable footing.
Former Chancellor Jeremy Hunt has continued to push back on that claim, but the head of the civil service, Simon Case, was backing Reeves and pointing the finger at the Tories' failure to carry out proper spending reviews. Meanwhile, in the Commons, Shadow Chief Secretary to the Treasury, Laura Trott had been digging through the archives to put pressure on Rachel Reeves.
10 years ago, the now Chancellor argued that winter fuel payments should be means tested and cut for the richest pensioners. She's proposed removing winter fuel payments from pensioners on just £13,000 a year. Does she still think that a pensioner on £13,000 a year is rich?
Russia has continued to attack Ukraine all week with missile and drone attacks. Tuesday saw a brutal strike on the city of Poltava as 2 Iskander missiles hit what Ukrainian sources were calling an education facility and a hospital. At least 51 people were killed and more than 200 injured, as it appeared Russia had targeted a military training site, and the Ukrainian authorities have confirmed that service members were amongst those killed. President Zelensky had strong words for those behind the attack.
The Russian scum will undoubtedly be held accountable for this strike. And once again, we urge everyone in the world who has the power to stop this terror. Air defense systems and missiles are needed in Ukraine.
Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba spoke to CNN's Christina Manpour in Kyiv, and he says it's extremely urgent that Ukraine's Western allies deliver the air defense systems and weaponry that they have pledged as soon as possible.
So I don't know how many more tragedies like this have to occur for all promises to be fulfilled and for all new commitments to be made.
Energy Secretary Ed Miliband had some good news on Tuesday as an auction for renewable energy saw £1.5 billion committed to new clean electricity projects. That's enough to power 11 million homes. But Ed is still under pressure as the government's manifesto promised to double onshore wind energy, triple solar energy and quadruple offshore wind by 2030. There was reporting on Tuesday that a location has now been chosen for GB Energy's headquarters. That's the new national renewable energy company that is central to the government's green plans. It's reported the HQ will be Aberdeen, but the department was refusing to comment. Meanwhile, in the Commons, Reform UK MP Richard Tice got a lesson in green economics as he attempted to challenge Miliband on the value of renewable energy.
The energy bills crisis was not caused by our dependence on renewables. It was caused by our exposure to fossil fuels. The only way to get off the roller coaster of international gas markets and take back control is to become a clean energy superpower.
The World Health Organization continued its emergency polio vaccination campaign in Gaza on Tuesday, taking advantage of pauses in the fighting to administer over 161,000 doses of the life-saving vaccine in just 2 days. There was no progress, though, on ceasefire talks as the US announced charges against 6 senior members of Hamas for the events of October 7th, including terrorism and the murder of Americans. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu was harshly critical of the UK government's decision to suspend around 10% of arms export licenses to Israel, describing the decision as shameful. Defence Minister John Healey says the decision was based on analysis by the ministry and it's a move the government considered carefully.
Well, this is not about making a political gesture. We saw too much of that under the last government. This is about following the rule of law, and this is a government that will respect the law. But the only way to end the attacks from Hamas and from others is for an immediate ceasefire.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, more medals for Paralympics GB, and Kit Harington whips it out right after this.
It can be hard balancing taking care of kids, senior loved ones, and yourself. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. There's a reason 29 million families have turned to Care.com. Find background-checked sitters, nannies, and senior caregivers who can help with everything from watching kids after school to senior meal prep. Whether you need full-time, part-time, or even occasional help, you can view rates and book highly rated caregivers that fit your budget and schedule. Get the help you need with Care.com.
Welcome back. Great Britain now has 30 golds at the Paralympic Games in Paris, and Tuesday was only day 6. Faye Rogers won the S10 women's 100-metre butterfly, while teammate Callie-Anne Warrington got silver in the same event. Meanwhile, the men's wheelchair basketball team beat Australia to advance to a semi-final meeting with Germany. Tuesday also saw the start of the equestrian events, and Paralympic GB's Natasha Baker picked up a bronze, her 9th Paralympic medal, on a horse she refers to as Mary Poppins because she's practically perfect in every way.
I've been out of the whiteboards for 20 months, so although it's only been 3 years between Tokyo and now, I missed a lot of that time because I had a baby, so I still feel kind of relatively new still, but she was amazing, and you know, I just trust her with my life.
Kit Harington is back with a bang after a little post-Jon Snow break. He's in the 3rd series of the VC series Industry, and now he's back on stage with a West End production called Slave Play. He stars alongside Olivia Washington in the drama, which features 3 interracial couples who are going through therapy, and he might have left Jon Snow behind, but he's still happy to get his kid off. The play includes a 10-minute nude scene, which he says was a delicate issue to explain to his mum.
I said, Mum, you know I get naked in this one? And she said, oh, really? And I said, yeah, but Mum, you've seen it all before. But she said, but not for a number of years, darling. Nudity is one of those things that you really have to make sure that there's a reason for it and it's not being lightly done, so you don't feel kind of exposed in the wrong way.
You might think that Netflix is largely made up of true crime documentaries, real estate shows and the occasional classic comedy repeat, but there's actually quite a lot of cool stuff tucked away behind the big red N. And Geeked Week is when Netflix really gets cool, as it celebrates the various fandoms and hosts a week-long tease of brand new shows and series. This year's Geeked Week from September 16th will be live from Atlanta and promises sneak peeks at the new Squid Games, along with teasers for the new Stranger Things, Black Mirror and Sandman. It's definitely a week for Do Not Disturb on the phone and pizza on speed dial.
Show me what you've got. I see you for who you truly are. It's up to you. The choice is yours.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.